Almost exactly 1 year ago today, on December 2nd, 2023, I paid $500 to join Hamza's Adonis School program, or his inner cult. If his YouTube channel is already a cult, then Adonis School is the inner cult, right? Let me tell you something right now. Paying that 500, and then 100, and then 100, and then 100, and then eventually another 200. $1,000 total spent on Adonis School. 5 months in the program. From December to April. December, January, February, March. Those are the first 4 months. And then I rejoined in July once I made my first $1,200 online. And I actually made this like pretty cool like hype post like, oh yeah, I made $1,200 online so I could rejoin Adonis School. And it was pretty cool. I got like mad hype, a bunch of clout in there. Hamza even dropped me an endorsement, which was really fucking sick to see that the guy who like basically mentored me, even if it was, indirectly, this guy was congratulating me for the work that I had put in. So I'll play the endorsement real quick.
Yo, Jaden, this has been so to read, man. You should feel so proud of yourself for the success that you've been able to build up so far, and also the success that you're about to keep grinding on for. So congratulations. Thank you for writing this entire post, and I hope to see you keep posting more, and I want to see you get your next big high-ticket win. Take care, brother.
So that was that, and it was pretty cool, but the biggest thing that Adonis School taught me was mindset. Yes, Adonis School did teach me the YouTube strategies. It did teach me the business model. It taught me the funnel. It taught me how to come up and show on YouTube authentically. It taught me the sales processes and all these intricacies about school itself and about so many different like back-end business things, right? And without that, I wouldn't have had the strategies. I wouldn't have had the tactics to make my first $1,800 online from June to October. So my business timeline kind of went like this. I joined Adonis School in December last year. On December 7th last year, I started uploading daily on this channel right here, JC Dubs. And it was for 3 weeks, from December 7th to January 2nd or 3rd, I believe. I uploaded daily, so it was a bit over 3 weeks, right? 3.5, I think. But I didn't get any sales. And I couldn't grow. I just wasn't growing on YouTube. I think I ended December with like 13 subscribers. And I'm pretty sure all of them were just my boys. They're just all my friends. And so January rolls around and I want to try starting this new content style, but honestly, it's kind of too out of reach in terms of my current skill level, and that makes me fall into this hole of not taking action. And eventually, I kind of just get to this point where I'm at the end of January, and I kind of just slip back into this darkness. So, when I got into self-improvement last year, back in May, I was down bad. I was super down bad May 2023, right? My daily routine for the past 5 months, January to May 2023, had been waking up, getting high, fapping first thing in the morning, playing video games, binging content, stuffing my face full of food, getting high again, playing more video games, binging more content, maybe some girls here and there, maybe some alcohol here and there, get high again, go back to sleep, or up, forgot to binge food again. That was how most of my days went. It was just pure escapism. I didn't even go to class. I was in college at this time. I didn't go to class. Well, I didn't give a fuck about myself. You think I gave a fuck about class? And so May 2023, I was like, nah. I started finding Captain Sinbad. He's a personal development YouTuber, self-improvement YouTuber. Started finding him, and he really introduced me to self-improvement. And then I left New Jersey, where I'm from, to come down to Georgia, live with my dad in July. And in November, I found Hamza. And that's when I really heavily started getting onto self-improvement. And Hamza made me start realizing that most of my friends weren't on this timing, that I was going to be going through a lonely arc, that the bad habits, like the video games I was doing, all the porn, I was still getting high all the time, all day, every day. And now it's just like, and at that point, it was just like, I just don't want to be this way anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I want to make progress towards my goals. I want to take action. I want to be consistent on YouTube. I want to make money online. Like, these are things I wanted to do. I've loved YouTube since I was 8 years old, bro. Younger. I've been posting on YouTube videos since I've been posting on YouTube since I was 8 years old. I've been in love with YouTube since I was like 5, man. I've wanted to be a YouTuber for the past 12 years, man. Ever since I posted my first 5 YouTube videos. My childhood best friend. We were recording 360p videos on my grandfather's laptop in my childhood living room. It was sick. And ever since that day, February 24th, 2012, I just knew I wanted to be a YouTuber. I knew I loved showing up on camera. I knew I loved just being myself here. I've always known I loved helping people as well. I was 5 years old helping my friends with math and with science because I was kind of ahead in those subjects. Everything is skill, because guys, like, this is something that I want you to understand. You're like, wait, hold up. You were 5 years old helping your friends in math? I mean, helping like your friends with math and science problems and shit like that? Like, what the hell? Like, yeah, bro. But it wasn't because I'm just this crazy talented guy or, you know, like anything like, I mean, I'm pretty smart. I'm not gonna lie. My IQ is actually like 138, which is borderline genius, but that's irrelevant. You know why? Because skills are acquirable for anybody. You can grow. You can improve yourself if you have the intention. As long as you have the heart and the desire, the insatiable just drive to continue to push forward, to continue to find gaps in your awareness, to continue to expand, to continue to grow. If you have that, it doesn't matter where you start. It just matters how long you're willing to go until you get to where you want to go. And so if you do have that drive, it doesn't matter because you can just build skills. You can just create the skills. And the thing is, everything is a skill. Everything is learned. Math didn't just come naturally to me. I was just already really good at math by the time I was 5 years old. How? Bro, I used to have this like little leapfrog calculator game when I was like 3 years old, bro. I used to have the time of my life playing that thing. By the time I was going into like preschool, 4 years old, like my second half of preschool, I already knew all of my addition and multiplication tables 1 through 12. Tell me that's not a huge advantage. You don't even start learning multiplication until you're like 8 or 9, second grade. That's when I started learning multiplication, or when my school started teaching it. But I already knew it when I was 5. I already knew the addition tables. I already knew the multiplication tables. And so when we started learning about subtraction or division, when those things came, it was way easier for me to grasp onto those things. And I already knew about addition and multiplication. So I was ahead. And since I was ahead, these concepts, they strung easily to me. Like, I could grasp them easier. And because I could do that, I could also help relay them to my people, right? To my fellow classmates. And that's what I like to do here on YouTube. Yesterday I was updating my channel description, or my bio. Yeah, like my YouTube. It's the description that you see on my YouTube channel. It's not the video description, but my actual channel description. You know, it was a bit about my story, talking about how, you know, I posted my first YouTube video all that time ago, but how I was on and off for the last 12 years because I didn't actually know how to be consistent. But the thing is, I couldn't be consistent because of these 3 things. I had a limited mindset, I had poor mental health, and I had trash productivity. I didn't believe in myself. My mental was not good, nowhere near good. I didn't know how to actually do the work. And if you don't believe in yourself, you don't know how to do the work, you don't have a good quality of life, right? Your mental is shit. How are you going to show up consistently to grow a YouTube channel to 1,000 subscribers? How are you going to show up consistently to make your first $1,000 online as a coach? How are you going to do that? You're not. And so the prerequisite to growing on YouTube, the prerequisite to making $1,000 online is actually these 3 things: mindset, mental health, productivity. And if you can start working on these 3 things, these other things will start naturally being able to come as you release the inauthentic version of yourself, as you release that false version of yourself, as you step truer, as you align closer and closer to your unique self, to your true self, your authentic self. And your authentic self is going to lead you to places. You know, they're going to lead you to actions. They're going to lead you to taking steps that you need to be taking. And so, you know, back when my authentic self led me to Donna School back in December, I was like, oh man, Hamza's been, you know, reprogramming my mind the past year. I know I want to invest in myself so I can be around other people. Like I was in this lonely chapter. I felt like I didn't have anybody. And so I wanted to join a community. I wanted to learn. And I was like, yo, Donna School is the program. You know, it's interesting. I actually spent $500 like a week or 2 before that to join. If you guys know Teaching Men Fashion, Jose Zuniga, I joined his Content Academy program first. But then like the next week I found Hamza, and I wasn't really resonating with Jose's group, so I refunded Jose's group, got my money back, and then I didn't actually use that 500 I got the money back for because it took like 2 or 3 weeks to process that refund. But the next paycheck I got, I literally just bought it down to school, and it was $500 both for the same price, $500 up front, and then $100 per month after that. It was like, if I'm gonna spend $500 for Jose's program, which is about content, and you know, I can actually get people who are like-minded self-improvement, that's cool. But Hamza's program will teach me all of that. It will give me all of that. And I get to learn it from Hamza, who I relate to way, way more than Jose. And Hamza can teach me about girls. Yeah, say no more, bro. We're in that. And so I joined it down at school. And that was on December 2nd, and immediately I started watching the success mindset course. I started watching a productivity course, and then I think in the next week he dropped the how to make your first 1,000 online as a coach course. And so those 3 courses were the biggest foundation. I also watched the YouTube courses and stuff like that, but during that time, I wasn't taking much action for real. I didn't have the productivity. You know, back in December, I was posting consistently here and there. Not here and there. I was posting daily for 3 weeks, but after December, I fell off. And then towards the end of January, I kind of got into this like haze from like the last week of January all through February and then the first 2 weeks of March. And I kind of just wake up halfway through March and you're like, oh, wait, hold up. I'm almost 3 months into the year. Where's my year gone? I just spent like 6 months. I just spent like 6 weeks straight waking up, getting high, going to work, fapping, like binging content, binging food. Like that's what I was doing during that 6-7 week haze. And I'm just like, what is going on right now? This is not it. I need to be making I want to be making progress. But at that point, I had like no subscribers on YouTube, still didn't believe in myself in terms of a coaching package. I didn't really know what to sell. I feel like I didn't really have a transformation I could help people with at the time. And so I started pursuing videography. And videography was okay. At first, it was really exciting. I was working with a couple of millionaires who are super awesome guys, Joe and Rich. And I've learned a ton from them in my time. But man, videography was just so fucking boring for me. Like, it just didn't align at all. And, you know, those couple months, April, May, I spent doing videography until I eventually locked back in on YouTube May 15th and started uploading daily from May 15th to August 24th for 101 days. Before, like, when I realized that videography was just so whack and that I didn't want to be in the video business. As much as I love video, I want to be in the people business because I love people way more. And helping people, that is where I want my value. That's where I want my compensation to come from. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to stay in the coaching and I'm going to go all in on coaching. And so on May 15th, this wasn't actually a plan. Like, I didn't wake up, drop my video on May 15th and be like, all right, tomorrow's the day. You know what I mean? Like, we're starting daily uploads. I had no intention of starting my daily uploads on May 15th. But on May 15th, I dropped my video called We Are All Artists. Got 26 views. And that video changed my life because of one viewer and 2 of his comments. So he had commented, it's like, hey bro, I love the video, you know, and he'd been supporting for the last few weeks, so I really appreciated like all of this guy's support. And he kind of just asked me like, why don't you post more? Like, you have a lot of value to share, and you know, you've had times where you've posted consistently, so what's the net negative? And I was in my head, I still had a lot of limited beliefs. I still didn't really fully believe in myself. I didn't have that conviction, especially when it came to a product. And so I was kind of just in my head, and he seemed like a really smart, very intelligent guy. So I kind of just wanted to like see if we could hop on a conversation. Maybe he had something I needed to hear. You know what I mean? Maybe he had something to say that I needed to hear. And it wasn't quite that he had something to say that I needed to hear, but he had something to write that I needed to read. That's for sure. And so he responded to that comment, and he said this: if you're losing yourself, no, fuck, I always fuck that shit up. If you need an external push, you're already losing yourself to self-doubt. Start now, dog. And that was the comment. That was the comment that started my 101 days of daily uploads from May 15th to August 24th. Because I was like, yeah, I can't really argue with that. It's like, he's just spitting, bro. He's spitting. And that commenter was one of my friends to this day right now. His name is Jake. Fucking love Jake. Pounded dog. Jake's the GOAT. But yeah, man, it's just so crazy how I've been led since I invested into Adana School, this journey that I've been on. And then, a couple weeks into my daily uploads, I started getting a couple videos that popped off. I think the 4th video I posted from May 15th, so like May 18th, 19th, one of my videos pops off, 800 views. It's called 15 minutes a day is enough time. It was basically about how 15 minutes a day is enough time to start making progress towards your goals. Then the next week, this is the video that really changed everything. A video called Your Creativity is Being Blocked at the Source. That video got like 1.5k views. And that video changed everything. Because that was when I knew, I'm like, wait. People see this like creativity block. People actually see this as a legit pain. We can probably do something here. Because unblocking my creativity was something that I'd seen and I was dealing with. Like I told you guys, my limited mindset, my poor mental health, and my trash productivity were the reasons that I couldn't grow to 1,000 subscribers or make my first $1,000 online as a coach. But all of those are really, caused by one more root cause, which is the fact that my creativity was blocked. And how was that creativity blocked? Well, it was because I felt like I couldn't authentically express myself. I couldn't be myself. I couldn't put my vulnerable self out there. I couldn't be me. Creation is an expression of the self. And so if you can't be yourself, how can you create? How can you express consistently? If you feel like you're unworthy, if you feel like you're not good enough, if you feel like what you do shouldn't, be in the world, then why would you want to take something outside of yourself, express it externally, and then have other people see it? If you don't feel good about what's in here, why would you want to take what's in here and put it outside into the world? And so if you have these blocks on your authenticity, on your ability to express, on your ability to be vulnerable, your ability to just be yourself, if you have these inner child wounds, it's going to be hard to create consistently. And so once I really started figuring out these blocks, that was when everything started changing. And I realized this main block that I had was the relationship that nurtured with my maternal grandmother over time, and how I felt like I couldn't actually talk to her or express like vulnerable emotions, especially sadness or anger, because when I'd done those things as a kid, 5, 6, 7, 8, I'd always get met with, oh, boys don't cry, or suck it up, or I don't want to hear that, or just things like that just didn't make me feel like my feelings were validated, or feel like I could be in a safe space and that my feelings could be held. You know what I mean? And so I just got this programming into me. I was like, oh, okay, so whenever I feel like this, let's just retreat. Let's just box into ourselves. Let's just make a hole. You know what I mean? Let's just go into that corner over there. And that's what I did for a long time. But self-improvement really started shifting a lot of things for me. I've been on my inner work and my healing journey since I was in high school, doing going to social work every single week with my high school social worker, right? So I was really showing up and trying to change my mindset, do the inner work, expand my awareness. I was trying to do all of that in high school. But I wasn't really taking the action I knew I needed to take. Back in high school, I knew I could have talked to my grandmother about this. I knew I could have let this go. I knew I could have released these things, but I didn't. I just held on to them. I was like, what's the point? She'll never understand. She'll never get it. I was just continuously holding on to this anchor that was keeping me from my abundance. Why would I do that? Think about this. Think about if you had 100 units of space that you could hold things in, just arbitrarily. What if the subscribers that you want to make, the money that you want to make, let's say the 1,000 subscribers you want to grow on YouTube, let's say that is going to take 30 points. Cool. Let's say that you currently only have 10 points available. And so somewhere you got to find those 20 points. And so what are you going to do? You're going to start trying to, maybe I'll do my shorter commute time, or maybe I'll just spend less time at the gym. I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking about how you're trying to cope instead of just getting rid of the distractions. Instead of getting rid of the vices, the video games, the weed, whatever, porn especially. Instead of getting rid of those, instead of having that hard conversation to release the mental energy that you're holding on to, you're just holding on to it. You want to hear something pretty profound I heard from Nero 2 or 3 weeks ago that absolutely changed everything for me? Nothing gets compartmentalized in the mind. You can't hide shit in there. As much as you try to push it back, That shit ain't gonna work, baby. So you can try to push back the fact that you know you have to talk to this person, that you know that when you talk to this person, everything's gonna change. You can try to deny it. That don't mean it's not gonna be there. And as long as you keep trying to deny it, as long as you keep holding it down, you're not letting it go. And if you're holding it down, that means it's taking up your energy, it's taking up your space. And that's energy and space that can't go to YouTube, yourself, your business. And so I want to ask you something. Do you want to stay stuck? Do you want to stay where you currently are? Do you want to stay having shit mental health? Do you want to stay having a limited mindset? Do you want to stay hating your life? Do you want to stay not being a consistent creator? Do you want to stay not making money online? Is this where you want to be? Do you want to feel like you're not making progress towards your goals? I wouldn't want to feel like that. When I do feel like that, it's the fucking worst. That's why I like to show up every day and make sure that I do that, because if I don't, it just doesn't, I hate my life. The days I'm not creating, the days I'm not expressing, I just hate my life. I have this quote that says, remember artists, this isn't me, I saw it on Instagram somewhere. I'll put it up here actually. Remember artists, creation or expression is the opposite of depression. And so we need to create. That's what I want to leave you off with. Create your authentic self. Be the person that you want to be, right? Because once you start getting past those limitations in the mind, in your mental health, once you start working past those, you'll actually be able to show up and do the work. And if you can show up and consistently do the work, you can improve. You can eventually put in enough inputs to reach your 1,000 subscribers, to make your first $1,000 online as a coach, whatever your goals are. And so, a year ago when I invested $1,000 into my personal education, or $500 at that point, and I've invested $1,000 over the last year, it was the best decision I ever made. I was so hyped to be in there, and it's so much crazy. It's crazy to see just how truly amazing that decision was a year from then. Because when I was in it, I was like, wow, this is such a great decision. Like 2 weeks into the Donna school, I was like, this is the best money I've ever spent. And a year later, I'm still saying, this is the best money I've ever spent. Easily. And so, I invested into Adana School so I could get ahead in terms of my mental health, my mindset, my productivity, my YouTube, my business, right? My self-improvement. Because that was what it made sense to me, right? It made sense for me to learn from the guy who was already where I wanted to be, so I could get the mindset, so I could get the programming, so I could get the beliefs, so I could have the internals that would allow me to cultivate the externals. Actually, you know what? I really like this quote back here. I was watching a John Mark Stevenson video yesterday, and he said this. I'll read it to y'all real quick. He said, I was willing to temporarily go through discomfort to change my habits so I could permanently live the life I want to live. And then he said this is the main part. Standards and habits define and separate the 99% from the 1%. And so like your standards are your inner. This is the beliefs. This is what you hold yourself to. And your habits are a reflection of that. And so, that's literally just a mirror principle teaching, honestly, that your outer world can only be reflected of your inner world. That everything starts in the internal, everything starts in the mind, everything starts in the mental plane, the physical plane. Everything starts in the metaphysical realm rather than the physical realm. And that the physical realm is merely an effect of the metaphysical realm, the true cause. And so if you can get the mindset, if you can get the beliefs right, if you can master the inner world, you can actually master the actions you take towards the outer world, and that can change the outer world rather. This last quote from John Mark Stevenson, I'll leave you guys off with, that I really, really liked. I heard it yesterday. You can't have the law of attraction without the law of action. And this is so fucking crucial. This is so big, man. And like the esotericism, manifestation, spirituality, quantum leaping, whatever. In that space, people are always talking about law of attraction. You can just manifest with your mind. Okay. Not really. You start the manifestation with your mind, with your spirit. But if you're not taking action, it doesn't matter. Here's how the law of attraction works. You make a decision. You make a decision that I'm going to have this. I'm going to have this. Decision. The intention. And then the universe is like, I bet, gang. You want that? I'm gonna let you have that. However, you're not currently at this level. You're not at this frequency to attract it yet. So you know what I'm gonna do? You're right here. I'm gonna serve your ass some lessons. I'm gonna give you some catalysts, some struggles, some tests, some challenges. I'm gonna serve you these. And if you can pass these, if you can learn these, if you can integrate these, then you'll raise your frequency, you'll raise your consciousness to the level that can attract that thing. That's exactly what's happened with me when it comes to my Road to Renaissance show. I made the intention, I had the desire to create their show Road to Renaissance 7 months ago in April. And I've only truly made something I'm proud of last week, 7 months later. Granted, I tried to make an OG Road to Renaissance series back in July, from July to September. Just wasn't proud of it. It wasn't the vision. But you know what? I needed those skills. I needed all of the time from April to right now. I needed the lifestyle. I needed the skills, the practical skills. I needed the spiritual knowledge. I needed that lens. I needed this new mindset. I needed to be too high in the spiritual plane, too high in the cosmos, and to come back and to be grounded back in the physical, in the material world. Which is why coming back to self-improvement and having this more esoteric self-improvement of a mystical, a non-dual approach, and bringing that, having this metaphysical and physical understanding of reality. You need both. You need the inner and the outer. You need the standards and the habits. You need the mindsets and the tactics. And so, Adonis School helped me learn all of that. And I think that any program, any mentorship that you can invest in that can help you do that is worth it so much. Now, granted, I do have a mentorship program, but this video wasn't really to tell you to buy my program. If you want to, awesome. But this video was about giving you the mindset to invest in yourself. Let me tell you this. I've spent over the past year, I've probably spent $2,000 over on investing into my education, into books, into art, into gear, into other business expenses. The $1,000 I spent on Adonis School has very easily been the best money I've ever spent so far in my life. And it probably will be the best money I've spent in my life until I invest into the next mentorship program I buy. Which actually might be Adonis School again, not gonna lie. I'm actually very interested in rejoining Adonis School again. So that's where I'm at right now. And that's the message I just want to leave you off with, right? If you have something that you want to get closer to, if you have a goal that you want to get closer to, but you're not really sure how to get there alone, just invest in somebody who's already done it, because they can shed the light on your darkness. That's it. If you found this video valuable and you're a Gen Z YouTuber who wants to grow to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube or make $1,000 online as a coach, I have my one-to-one coaching program, first link in the description, to help you improve your mindset, mental health, and productivity so you can actually practically do the work for YouTube and business and grow. You know what I mean? So it's part mindset, mental health, productivity, and I also give you practical YouTube growth advice. So it's an all-inclusive YouTube/business package for any Gen Z YouTubers who want to grow to 1,000 subs and or make $1,000 online as a coach. So if that's interests you, it's the first link in the description. And if not, just keep checking out the videos, keep watching all these. The daily uploads are coming back. I'm going to be doing these every single morning. And Road to Renaissance, at least once a week. I'm going to be trying to get out two episodes of Road to Renaissance a week, though. So that's where I'm at, JC Dubs. I'm all in on YouTube. No more Twitter. No more Instagram. That shit is distraction. I'm all in, baby. And so, yeah, honestly, I don't want to keep rambling. I've been talking for too long. I'm gonna get out of here, gang. I appreciate all the love and support. Free resources are also in the description. If you want to hop on a 15-minute coaching call with me, chop it up. Maybe I can shift your mindset. If there's something that you're not really sure on or you'd like an action step, that's in the description. I also have a free ebook in there. Do it today. Be better for it tomorrow. Stay blessed. Stay loving. Catch y'all.